What's up, guys? Welcome back to Detroit Tigers Rebuild 2018. That's the season that we're in now. We ended up making some free agent signings. Got JD Martinez back. Signed Matt Moore to be our number 3 option behind Joe Ross and Michael Fulmer. Got a lot of our relief pitching back, so that's pretty much solidified. And we made a big sign with Eduardo Nunez to be our shortstop. So in case you guys missed it, link is in the description and the video is right here in the upper right. So make sure you guys check that out before we go on to this if you guys are interested in that. So let's check out where we're at as a team. We're 12-17 right now. Let's go right over here to the standings. We're in the Grapefruit League. We're kind of in below the middle of the pack. So not doing too bad. It is spring training. I don't put too much stock into that. But Blue Jays looking good, looking hot. Nationals, they're obviously going to be really good this season. Let's go to their team because I want to see how Miguel Cabrera is doing, if he's still over there. Yep, he's still there. So he's hitting 241, guys. So I think we got rid of him at the right time. Check that salary out. He's an 86 overall, $20 million. $20 million for Miguel Cabrera. When, of course, we've got someone who can do kind of the same thing at designated hitter, and he's only making $7 million. So we're definitely taking JD Martinez over Miguel Cabrera any day of the week. And you know what? We ended up getting Joe Ross last season, and those two combined make up half of what Miguel Cabrera is making. Even if you consider Michael Taylor, that's only $12 million. So it's $8 million less. It's basically another 3 players, right? So I think we made the right move. All right. So with talking all about that, let's go to our roster and see how some of these guys are doing in their performance. So Michael Fulmer still having some issues here. 4.63 ERA, 1.4 WHIP. Not acceptable. I think it's his control rating. It's being a 59, so that's not good. I think Joe Ross's issue is the same thing, 58 control rating. As soon as the control ratings goes up, you can see Matt Moore's having a pretty solid preseason with a 3.3 and a 1.33. Pretty good, and he's 3-1 as well. So I think it's the control rating. Daniel Norris, yet again, see there, WHIP 1.5 with an ERA 4.2, so he's got a 50 control. So our guys are pretty wild. Cozart 3.8, 1.5, not bad in the ERA perspective, but he was in the relief. He was in the bullpen. Check out Jose De Leon's numbers. That's terrible. That's pitiful. 0-5 with a 9 ERA and a 2.11 WHIP. Guys, I don't know what we're going to do about De Leon. I already put him on the trading block to see if anybody wants to take him off of our hands. But, 25 years old, you should start seeing some kind of progression. And it doesn't look like he's gonna get it done. So he might be a bust, which we're not happy about. But Alex Wilson doing pretty well in the bullpen there. Vernon Geary doing well. Matt Bush, not doing so hot, but, it's okay. It's okay. 17 innings. Shane Green, same thing, not doing too well. Dominic Leone, doing pretty nice. Doing pretty nice in that bullpen. Tom Goslin, he's actually a minor league player that is a starting pitcher. But if we can bring him up, kind of add to that relief options there, that would help. But with guys like De Leon, Bush, Green, Tom Goslin might just get sent back down to the minor leagues, but that's all right too. He's 66 overall and he's still performing. By the way, he does throw 96, so that's pretty nice. He's got a pretty nice curveball as well. Kevin Segrist, again, not doing too much. Kyle Ryan has actually been the best pitcher, but he's only got 2 innings. 2 innings. And Bruce Rondon. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what the deal is with our pitchers, but simulating with these guys, it's just not getting it done. Let's check out our offense. Check out Eduardo Nunez. You guys were all on the Eduardo Nunez train. Check out those numbers. 310 batting average with 5 home runs, 15 RBIs. And he's been hitting leadoff. So this guy's going to be a stud for us, it seems. Puig batting in the number 2. He's knocking him in a lot. This is going to be the 1-2 punch, guys. And you might be asking, why do I not bat Puig 3rd and Martinez 4th? Well, in all honesty, look at those numbers for JD. He's our best hitter, right? And if we can get both of these guys on, and JD can get a 3-run home run, or maybe even a double, or a 1-run single, these guys are scoring. So they've got enough speed to where they're going to end up stretching that that 1st to 3rd or 2nd to home type of deal. And honestly, there's no one else on the team that really compares to JD's overall numbers as our number 3 hitter. So you could argue that putting Puig 3rd and maybe like a Valbuena 2 or Rutledge 2, but honestly, Rutledge doesn't get on base enough, and Valbuena, if Nunez gets out, he's almost a guaranteed out in the number 2 hole because of the shift. So if Valbuena's the only one up with no runners on, they're definitely putting the shift on, and you're setting yourself up for 2 quick, easy outs in the top of the 1st or the bottom of the 1st. So we like this. We like this lineup here. We're gonna stick to that. Mike, you were asking about where did Brett Lawrie go, and I'm sure that other people are thinking that as well. Brett Lawrie, actually, I didn't talk about him because he wasn't. I wanted to sign him, but looking at what he was, and I didn't show it in the video. I meant to, but I didn't show it. But he wanted $6.2 million, right? So, and there wasn't really anybody going after him. But the Braves signed him for 6.2. We probably should have seen what he would have taken, but had the Braves stepped in and tried to duke it out with us to try to get him signed, $6.2 million, where Rutledge is only making 2.2. So that's $4 million that we're not spending, and they're not the same player, but he's better defensively. We'll take that, like you had mentioned. But where do we see this team, and how do we see this team finishing out? That's one topic that we need to talk about before we get into the opening day gameplay. Where do I see this team? I see this team about 500. And I only say that because if an injury happens to one of these starters, like it did last year with Cozart and Pfister, and we had a lot of shuffling near the back end. If there's injuries up here, we're kind of screwed. So we definitely need these guys to stay healthy, and we're going to be using a lot. We're going to run this bullpen ragged just to keep these guys' innings limit down. We've got a pretty good offense this season, so we'll try to score as many runs as we possibly can and just lay it on. Just lay it on them, right? And make these games out of reach. Put the bullpen in. Save the arms. Really, that's really what it's all about. We're actually going to move Nunez over to shortstop. That way. There you go. So he's actually gotten a boost. The computer thinks he's a better shortstop than he is a third baseman. So that's always nice. All right, so who's going to make the team? Who is going to make the team? We need Profar to be on this squad. We need Harper Ham. We need Margot, and we need Eric Young. Everything after this, I think they're going to get sent down, except for Esposito. We need him to be a backup. So right there, you got your 9. You got your 9 here, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you got 15 batters. That leaves you with 10 pitchers. That's 5 starters and 5 relievers. So that gets a little it gets a little dicey though. With 5 relievers, because you got your closer, setup, middle relief, long relief. That's 4. Then you'd probably have another middle relief. That's 5. So if you look here, you got your 5 guys here. Alex Wilson 6, Geary 7, Bush 9, Bush 8. Sorry, Bush 8, Leone 9, and then you got to make a cut, Segrist or Rondon. I mean, you need Segrist and Rondon. So I think what's going to have to happen is Alberto is going to have to be dropped down to AAA, and then because we've got guys like Nunez and Rutledge and Profar, those guys can all play third base, right? They can play the infield a lot. So that's why Profar is valuable. So we'll drop them down, and then we'll go with Kevin Segrist and round that bullpen out. So that's kind of who I see making the team, guys. So let's simulate the rest of the spring training. And now let's make our cuts. So I'll be right back. All right, guys. So I kind of miscalculated the number there. We actually had more guys in the major leagues than the 25-man roster that you're supposed to have. So this is the deal. This is who we made the cuts for. So the roster as it stands is Rondon, Segrist, Leone, Bush, Geary, De Leon, Alex Wilson. We're going to keep De Leon in there just because we need him to try to perform and get those numbers down a little bit, and hopefully increase his trade value. But since I put him on the trading block, hopefully we can get something out of him. I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think he's going to get it done at the major league level. Fulmer, Ross, Moore, Norris, Cozart. So Cozart's going to be a number 5 starter. Let's go to the lineups. Nunez, Puig, JD, Grichuk, Valbuena, Taylor, Bregman, Rutledge, McCann, Harper, Ham to back up McCann, Young with this speed in the outfield as kind of like a backup outfielder, Esposito back up first, and Profar that can kind of be jack of all trades. So that, guys, is the lineup, and you will notice that there's no Manuel Margot. And we could have probably swapped Margot for De Leon. I kind of want to see how Margot does in the minor leagues, because every time he's up in the majors, he's never really gotten it done. We moved Alberto down to AAA to kind of stretch out third base a little bit. Cecchini, he's going to be down in AAA, getting more at-bats, getting that power rating up. And yeah, let's check out Margot's major league career stats. 232, 7 home runs. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, right? But he's 23 years old. OBP though, 267. That's terrible, right? So he needs to go down to AAA and work some stuff out. I think it's mostly because the addition of JD Martinez. There's no role for Margot. He's not faster than Eric Young. Eric Young can do a little bit more for us than Margot could. So even though he's a better hitter overall, he might help us long term than Eric Young ever could. But late in the innings, if you need a guy with that kind of speed, it's almost a guaranteed stolen base. You're definitely going to need a guy like Eric Young. So, all right, let us advance. Let's see if the computer kept our roster nice and tidy. And it looks like they did. So, guys, that is it for pretty much off season, right? It's the intro to 2018. I will see you guys in the next video, and we will be playing against Jake Odorizzi one more time against the Kansas City Royals opening day at Kauffman Stadium. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a like. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and hit that little red button. Because if you like it and you love it and you want more of it, well, you know where to be. Right here. Detroit Tigers Rebuild. So I'll talk to you guys later in the next video. Peace.